Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video, we have this 2006 Honda Ridgeline right behind me. So the issue with this Honda Ridgeline is actually coming from another shop, and they have an O2 sensor code. I believe it's a P2631. Might be off. That's what I'm going off of. But they've already replaced the O2 sensor. I think it's a OEM one. Did some repairs on the wires, but they still can't get this one going. I think after this, they want to change out the ECM. So how about in today's video, we try to figure out this issue and give the vehicle back to the customer. All right, so we're inside the vehicle right now, and I'm glad that they gave me these right here. So this is a 2006 Honda Ridgeline, and we have these codes right here that they are wanting to get off, because without this, they can't get their inspection. As you can see, this is 03 of 26, so we are pretty much almost done. This is a P2631 air fuel sensor. Holy smokes, these are expensive, but it says bank 2 sensor 1 label circuit high voltage, and as you can see, the status is a permanent and temporary code. We do have other codes here at the moment. I'm pretty sure that they don't really care too much about these. The most important thing is that they need the check engine light turned off, because if not, they are going to be riding dirty. Who ever wants to ride dirty? Actually, the only one who can ride dirty is going to be Chameleon there, but I'm pretty sure y'all don't know this song. Let's check this out first. Let's get our key. Let's go ahead and see what codes we have. And to do that, I need to get my top-down Phoenix Maxo. Let's see what codes we have. One thing I don't like right now, I think our fan's on. I'm going to switch this so you can have two views. This is a Honda. I was getting confused with Honda. Who was the freaking Street Fighter? I think Hyundai, I forgot what it was. He was like the big old freaking sumo wrestler. Dude, I used to be a beast when it came down to that game. Well, if I was playing by myself in easy mode, yeah, I was a beast at anything. All right, so now let's get to this. We can do a smart scan. Let's just go at it. Let's see how fast this does it. This is an older vehicle, so I'm expecting it to go kind of slow. And the only thing I really care about is the ECM. Beforehand, it just had a 2631. We can see still right here, 2631, P054, no activity at all, 155, heater circuit. So it's basically three codes that we have. We got to figure out what's going on. If I'm not mistaken, they said that replaced the O2 sensor. Now they got to the point that they wanted to do something else. Why am I looking so evil right now? I'm not evil, all right? But let's get to this part right here. This is going to be the Bank 2 Sensor 1. Now the question is, where is Bank 2 Sensor 1? Let's check that out, and then I want to see if there's any scan tool activities. Let's see if we can look at some data PIDs. Let's do that first before we move any further. Let's go to data. So Bank 1 Sensor 2, Bank 2 Sensor 2. Okay. Bank 2 Sensor 1 heater. Okay, as you can see right here, we have air fuel sensor bank 1 and bank 2. We have the milliamps, bank 1 sensor 1, bank 2 sensor 1, the heater. I think that should be good enough, because remember, we had the code for the no heater. Let's go ahead, let's try to turn this on. Let's see what happens. Okay, here goes. So it shows that the heater's on. So we see the air fuel sensor bank 1 is doing something. The heater, I don't know if you saw that. It's kind of going off and on for a second. But look at this. Okay, you saw, it looks like bank 1 is doing something. Bank 1 sensor 1 is still on. Bank 2 sensor 1 is off. Air fuel sensor on bank 1 is having at least some activities. The other one was just dead for a second. Could this be caused because of the check engine light? Let's just take off the code. Let's see if these do change. We're going to clear the fault codes. Okay, so that's cleared. We should have no fault codes. Okay, no fault codes at all. Read data stream. All right, so now it's cleared. Now we're going to see if it does any difference. So we're going to turn this on now, and we're going to check this out. Okay, they're both doing that little thing. But look, the bank 1 milliamp shot up, and bank 2 is still low. Let's see. Let me just take these off. Let's do the other one, the heater graph. Heater is off now. What could be causing this? They replaced the air fuel sensor. I've seen this before where someone went ahead and got oxygen sensor because the air fuel sensor was like $300, $400. I've seen that before, and these work differently. Okay, this shop that brought it over here to me, they're pretty good, reputable shops. So I know they're not putting any cheap Amazon parts or something like that, but Anything can happen. End of the day, we got to do our due diligence. We got to see what's going on. We're going to go ahead and look at the data and see where bank 2 is at, because that's our problem child. Now we got to go to all data and we got to find out where bank 2's at. So we're going to put the car's information, 2006. Or why am I still working on something that old, man? Because you know what? I like the challenge. All right, so fire in order. Mechanical specifications. Okay, there you go. Bank 2, luckily, is the one in the front. We don't have to lift up the truck. We don't have to do all that kind of stuff. So we can see right here, 1, 2, 3, back, 4, 5, 6, front. It's kind of crazy how manufacturers do this, man. Sometimes you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7 AMs in my bank account.
Let's stop our yapping and all that, and let's just see exactly what they changed out. Kind of curious what we have right here. Remember, I made a video where they put Amazon freaking spark plugs that caused a lot of problems. The guy was like, man, it looks OEM. It has the lettering and all that. Yeah, counterfeiters, that's what they do. There's fake stuff out there. And guess what? The quality's bad. But let's go to the front of the vehicle. Let's check this out. Let's see what we have. And then from there, we can go on and do our thing. All right, let's do this. Ow. Let me just show you something really cool. And I think this is just a Honda thing. I might be wrong. If you ever ran into a Honda, you know, you have your little prop rod right here. I was gonna call it prop stick. This Honda, which is freaking cool, has multiple ones. Bam. You got 3 levels right here. You have damn. Okay, so we're and then last one, damn. Look at that. Look at all this space right here now that I have. And look like this whenever you're working on a car. Ow! Let's just show you inside. Let's see what we have, and then we're gonna go from there. Let's do this. Get closer. All right, so this is what I think is some repairs that they did. Remember, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is bank 2, and we can clearly see that right there looks pretty new. They did a work on this, but you know what? I don't know what they did here. I can see that on this one, was the connector replaced? Looks like it's broken right here. Look how many wires this one has. And then over here, this has what looks like to be 5. Is that a problem here? Did they just get the wrong one? I did look at it right here. It did say Japan on there. But like I said, that can be misleading too. 7 and 5. So we're missing 2 wires. The connectors are there. Regardless, let me just verify that. Because as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the bottom has 3 more, 5, 6, 7. And that, hold up, that doesn't look right. I've seen this way too much before. Like, I like to see shininess on these right here. You can see kind of like the middle piece right there. Let me just see something real quick, because I don't like this right here. But I do see that there's a connector right there. But let me just check that out real quick, and then I'm going to do a pin drag test right here. We might have 2 problems here, brother. I don't like this. Let's see what we find out. And I can do that right about now. All right. So we are back right here. What I'd like to do is just go to Rock Auto. That's probably going to be my best bet. Get some nice pictures from there. All right. So we're going to go to H for Honda 2006. Oh, yeah. I know Spanish. It's sensor. Denso is probably going to be like your best bet to do this. It looks like 5 wires, dude. Yeah, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is right. Yeah, because if we see downstream, it's going to be a small one, yeah. We can even go to Bosch right here. You can see right here, gray, white, yellow, blue, and then black. That's 5 wires right there. So we got to go to our next thing right here. We got to go check out the pin fitment. I'm just kind of curious. Get that out the way, you know, so we can forget that. Like I said, I didn't like how that looked. And then we can do our testing and then go from there. Hopefully it's just going to be the pin fitment. That'll be awesome, man. Being a 2006, there's a good chance that could be the issue. Let's do this. Let's go. Come on. So what I'm going to do right here, so we can verify. Remember, I use this tool every single time. Oh, my God. Come on, man. Am I in the right hole? This is not even doing anything. Look. I think that white thing is holding it in place. This is the only one that has any life to it, but it just doesn't even hang on. None of these, man. Holy smokes. There's your problem.
Well, there's your problem right there, Vern.
All right, but look, we are going through all these right here. Yeah, nah, this is not doing anything. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead, get the one in the back, and we're going to check this out. Let's see if this is a lot better. Look at that. Bam, 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 and bam. You see? Well, we're going to go even further, take off the little white cover. Now that little cover is off, we're going to try this again. And look at that. You see? All of them. Okay, so what was all this for right here? Was this for testing purposes or what's going on right here? Put it this way. Look, I'm just going to fold it over. Watch this. It's just going to fall off. Shouldn't be doing that. Other ones are not doing that. Fold it over. Wiggle it all you want. It ain't gonna come off. I think we found our issue, fellas. We're gonna fix them one by one at a time. If not, we gotta get a brand new connector, because I think on the last video, same stuff, it was a connector. Man, I'm running into too many of these connector problems. But let's go ahead, let's get to this and let's see what we can find out. Let's get this one going. Hey, I had to get a headlight for this because this is gonna be pretty bad. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go one at a time. Pull this part out right here. Yeah, I'm pushing the little tabs back and it's still not going through. I'm going to try to use a cleaner, solvent, or something to free this up. Let's use our parts cleaner. It's kind of like making a pool right there. I'm going to fill this sucker up. Just going to let it sit right here. Think about the bad stuff that's done, all right? Bad boy. We're going to let that sit for a little bit. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and see if we can take this stubborn little stuff off, because this is not working. Let's see what happens. All right, I finally found it. Wow, this was a pain in the butt. On these right here, they actually have two front and back that hold it in place. I had to pull the front piece first and then push the back. I wouldn't have noticed that if I did not see that open space right there. There's an open space right there, and that's how I caught it. But now we have these out. Yeah, these are bad, dude. They're just not doing anything. Can we resurrect these? These have a little window in the back right here. We're going to go ahead and push that window to the front. And what that does right here, that closes up the window right there. And then if we go do this, look at this. There you go. Heck yeah, dude. So we're going to go ahead, push it back again. So we're going to put these back one at a time. Push the front. Pull down a little bit and then pull the back. All right, there you go. Actually, I think we're going to need a new connector. This one is not even existent. Son of a gun. Yeah, there's nothing to push behind. I got to see if I can find one tomorrow, because this is not going to work. Regardless what we do, that sucker's bad. But we'll go to the junkyard and we'll see if we can find one. And hopefully we can get this one going. When I go over there, I'm taking this because we're going to make sure that this is good before we buy something that's not good. But I'm pretty sure, like, we are 100% sure that's the issue, because right here, this is just not doing anything. Look at that. Yeah. Let's go get this. Let's finish it up. Cut it. All right, I've been going around everywhere and look what I found right here. Do you see how this one looks compared to the other one? Yeah, I walked everywhere and this junkyard is huge. But I was able to find this one. This is gonna be our donor one right here. The other one just looked horrendous. I did do the pin drag test. It's just I got a little bit dirty. So we're gonna go back to the shop, put this sucker on and go from there. Heck yeah. All right, so I made it back from the junkyard. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up. And I went everywhere to try to find this sucker. If this was anywhere else, like places that get a lot of rust, I think we would not be lucky. But luckily we're in Texas. So what I want to do is kind of have all this apart. And how cool is this? Like I said, look at that. And the thing is, especially where this is going to be, where the home is going to be at, I prefer to do butt connectors. I love soldering. You know, this is really close to the exhaust manifold, so I'm going to stick to soldering. I'm going to go ahead and just cut right here. I was going to stagger, but look, it's just not that many connectors right here. And if we stagger one here, it's not gonna make any sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this. The good thing about these butt connectors, when you heat them up, they have like a little resin that comes out. So that's gonna be helping out a lot. I know sometimes I hate these because they get really clumped up and doesn't look good. But right now, at the moment, we're looking for functionality. All right, so we took off the bottom one. Just want to do this one first, and after that I'm gonna take them all off. Yeah, this is a first for me, not staggering them. Feel weird right now not doing that. All right, these are connected. Always got to do your pull test. So we're doing the pull test now, because we're gonna heat this up. And like I said, there's a glue that comes out right here, so this is gonna be waterproof. But let me just finish up the rest, and then we'll get this tightened up, and then we can test this out and verify.
A few moments later.
All right, we are done. One last thing I didn't even show when I was over there was the pin drag test. Let's go ahead and do that. Look at that. Look at that. And look at that. Oh, heck yeah, man. We're pretty much done. Let's just beautify this, check our tests, make sure that we actually made the right call, and then go from there. And then after that, once we get back, we're really going to get to it. We're going to verify if we actually did do this repair and finish this up. Heck yeah. All right, so we are completely done. So you can see the difference. It's just night and day, man. Let's put this where it's supposed to be at in its respected areas. Right now, what we need to do is go inside the vehicle right now and go ahead and start this sucker up and then see if our actual pits look a lot different. This is the moment of truth. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's do this. This is going to be the moment of truth that we have right here. Make sure that there's no codes before we go any further. But now the question is, are we going to start having activity? So we're going to read data stream. Let's put the heater and then these right here. All right, here it goes. All right, here it goes. Oh, God, here it goes. Come on, both of y'all turn on at the same time. Oh, look, there he is. Heck yeah. You see both air fuel sensors are turned on at the same time. By then, this was already, it would be on the off position. All right, keep on doing this, baby. You're doing your thing, man. She's doing it. Heck yeah. I think this is a fix. Heck yeah, dude. Because back then, the heater would already be off. This is the most activity that we've seen because of the connector. This is so cool. Let me just cycle the key. And remember back then even too, we would have key on engine off. Air fuel sensor bank 2 was at 0. I'm gonna go give this a test drive. It's it. We're done. The video's done right here. If anything else happens, I'm gonna go ahead and actually do this because they gotta get this inspected. So what do you think? Do you like my diagnostics process? Comment down below. Let me know. Let's do this together. And don't forget, man, this is one thing right here. Connectors are a part of the system. A lot of people forget that, man. They forget that the connectors, they have to make proper pressure. If not, this is what you get right here. You get heater circuits that turn off. So let me know what you think down below. Comment down below what you think of my diagnosis process. All right, so if you do like this video, don't forget to hit that big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the little notification bell to get our brand new videos coming out from Miles Mechanics. Y'all take care. Y'all have a nice day. Goodbye.